the thing is that defense has been in focus, and let's focus on that. The management at Mazagon Dock is now with us, CMD, to tell us about the company, what's happening in over there. Thank you so much for taking the time for us. Could you just talk to us, sir, about the opportunity that is there? I was just reading up on the company, and one thing that is pretty clear is that in the last 6-7 years, with the sort of new things that have come up, the opportunity size itself has become very high. So can you just talk to us about the current opportunity that the company has over the next 3-4 years?
Thank you very much. This is Vice Admiral Narayan Prasad, Indian Navy, retired, Chairman and Managing Director of Mazagon Dock Shipbuilders Limited. A very, very vibrant good afternoon to you. Mazagon Dock Shipbuilders Limited, at this particular point of time, is carrying an order book of roughly about 42,000 crores. I would say 42,000 plus crores. And if we look at the horizon of another about 1.5 to 2 years, we are looking at an order book of an additional 33,000 crores, which essentially comprises of some RFPs which are going to come from the Indian Navy, 8 in number, next generation corvettes, which is pegged at about 33,000 crores, 6 high-speed landing craft, some polar research vessel, some survey training vessels, and couple of vessels from the Indian Coast Guard. But the big ticket item for which Mazagon Dock Shipbuilders Limited presents a very, very strong contention is basically construction of 6 in number projects 75I conventional submarines, which are fitted with the state-of-the-art air-independent propulsion system and the lithium-ion batteries. That is pegged at about 43,000 crores. And let me share with you, in the Indian context of all the shipyards, nobody has ever built a conventional submarine in Indian shipyard premises. Mazagon Dock Shipbuilders Limited in the past has built 2 submarines which are SDW way back in 90s, and presently giving the finishing touches to the Scorpion submarine, which is called P75. In addition, the other big ticket order, which is available in the horizon, and again MDL presents a very big, strong contention because nobody ever has built a destroyer for this particular thing, and there's an order, something which is in the horizon of construction of 5 in number new generation destroyers, which is pegged at about 50,000 crores. So that together make additional about 1 lakh crores, for which MDL presents a very, very strong contention.
Right, sir. Sir, can we just talk about the revenue numbers as well? Q1 was exceptionally strong, 2,200 crores in terms of revenue, full year guidance of 8,000. Sustainably doing 2,000 crores. Do you believe that is something which the company is targeting?
I can share with you, we will not go by the quarter performances. The quarter number 1 has been exceptionally very nice one. But I can only tell you, when we came with the first quarter, we talked about the value of production and the turnover would be an increment of about 19 to 20% by the end of 31st March 23. But today I'm going to tell you right now that it is not going to be 19 to 20%, it is going to be 25 to 30%. So everything else, which is in terms of PAT and PBT, everything could be escalated in that manner.
That's really great to hear, Vice Admiral. This is Anisha also joining into the conversation, and very good afternoon to you as well. So you're upping your guidance when it comes to revenue all the way to 25% versus the 18 to 20% that you had guided at the start of the year. But my question to you is it coming at better margins as well? Because the raw material prices have been very volatile. If I have it right, last year your margins were 8%. What should be the expectation for FY23 as a whole, since you don't want to talk about the quarterly numbers?
This is going to be pegged at roughly about the similar kind of, I would say, margin of profit, because these all are orders which has been given by the Navy on nomination basis. And as per the current regulations that we have in DAP 2020 and subsequent modification which have taken place, largely these profits are pegged at about 20%, at about 8%. And whatever additional gains that we do in terms of efficiency, and I can only share with you that majority of the procurements of steel and everything has already been done. So the market volatility in terms of this costing is not going to adversely impact our costing. So we will retain at about 8% minus, I would say 1 or 2% here or that side, and that's about all.
Admiral, you also started by talking about how there is a huge opportunity in the entire defense space. But does the company already have the capability? Are you looking at expanding your capacities as well? And in terms of exports, is there any opportunity with respect to the destroyers and submarines that you talked about? Any component for exports as well?
There are a lot of things which is happening. Some of them I can't share it out here on this open forum, particularly because of the restricted nature of the information which is there. But I can share with you that any destroyer roughly costs about 8,500 to 9,000 crores of Indian rupees, and any stealth frigate is about 7,500 to 8,000. Now, in a littoral state in the Indian Ocean region, we don't have a navies who would have this kind of a funding and a requirement to have these capital warships. Similarly, even for submarine, which cost about, in today's scenario, about 6,500 to 7,000 crores, the navies who need it, they are building it themselves. And while we are trying to look for markets for these ones, we are in touch with the National Security Advisor of Brazil. We have given a similar kind of, I would say, projection even to French government recently when they visited here, that we can build a frigate and destroyer for their navies at a cost which is going to be very, very competitive with similar quality and in the similar kind of a time frame. But the financial implication would be just about 75% of the cost of production in their country. They are examining this particular thing, but in terms of export of other items which are there, we have something which we are engaged with right now with Tanzanian government and also with the a shipyard called Zvezda shipyard in Vladivostok to try and explore feasibility of export order. We are also interacting with the Malaysian government for a complete package for their Scorpion submarine maintenance in their country. So these are some of the things we are working on. There are a lot of things which is happening in Argentina and other places. But considering that we have just come out of about the COVID and the current downslide in the fiscal performance of their countries as well, this has not taken off the way it is supposed to be there. So in terms of export, while we are going very, very vigorously, it's not moving the same way.
Sir, DSE has approved next generation covert, which could be built at an estimate of about 360 billion. It, of course, will be largely a make in India sort of a thing with replace, where only domestic companies would be bidding. That will be a big one for the sector, right?
I fully agree with you, and Mazagon Dock Shipbuilders, I must share with you, is a lead company which is holistically participating in Make in India initiative of the government and Atmanirbhar Bharat. We have taken to ourselves to produce some of the products which are first time in this country. A case in point is, along with the Tata Defense, we have produced the first time the fuel cell based driven vessel which is going to see in the water, and we have already taken the trials of that for 6-man passenger. We are going to commercialize the whole thing and produce a 25 passenger vessel very soon, 4 in number. Similarly, a compact submarine. Very few countries have produced this earlier. We are trying to produce internally our own indigenous design, and this will see the light of the day by end of 23. Similarly, in terms of a very large number of national capability products, for example, for submarine, we need an electric propulsion motor. We have always imported these products, but today we have taken to ourselves that we will not import and manufacture this particular product in this country itself. A similar kind of a drive is also there on to produce a gas turbine generator, a controllable pitch propeller, the magazine firefighting system, the helo firefighting system within the country, and Mazagon Dock Shipbuilders Limited has been assigned by the Department of Defense Production to be one of the lead ones in terms of products which are required for shipbuilding.
Admiral, the future is definitely very bright given the plethora of new products that you're also looking at venturing into. But apart from that, I understand that you're venturing into the shipping container manufacturing business as well, wherein you have got recently some orders from Concor. Plus, you are taking repair and refit of submarines for Indian Navy as well. Do you see a huge revenue potential from these verticals as well?
Yeah, we are very much entrenched into strengthening these verticals. First one is in terms of repairs and refit. Besides submarines, which is a good margin provider to us, we are already right now undertaking medium refit and life certification of a submarine, which we have built in the past, Mazagon Dock Shipbuilders Limited. These are the German designed submarines, and right now that is pegged at about 1400 crores. We are hopeful that very soon we are going to get the second submarine, which will be again pegged at about 2,500 CR or somewhere about that particular point of time. And the naval policies are there that if these submarines have been built at Mazagon Dock Shipbuilders Limited, by and large, their complete package of high-end maintenance should be given to Mazagon Dock Shipbuilders Limited. Also, the 6 Scorpion submarine that we have built or we are building right now, even their work package in due course of time will also be given to Mazagon Dock Shipbuilders Limited. In terms of orders by Container Corporation of India, it's a good margin product, and we are examining the complete possibility of executing the orders which we have roughly about 70-80 crores right now of 2,500 containers. But we are looking very positively to create a facility for a much bigger order, and we are very hopeful about that.
Admiral, we'll let you go on that note. Really appreciate you joining us on the show today. But